you get measurements that are taken by the county or by an appraiser, and you want to make sure that your measurements are correct, that you physically do that, because your responsibility, if you're representing the buyer, you want to make sure you know the square footage. If you're representing the seller, you want to make sure the square footage is correct. Let me tell you a little story. It happened about 30 years ago. We sold a house to a professor, professor at Coastal. He looked at the house. It fit all his needs, so he bought it, okay? So 10 years down the road, he gets ready to sell it, and we find out that he's missing 200 square feet that he thought he had. And the agent that we had took the square footage of the appraiser at that time. Well, come to find out that the appraiser was off, so it ended up costing us $10,000. I mean, we could have filed with our E&O insurance, but we felt like the agent made a mistake. That's why all of you should measure a house. And if you need help, I'm always there to help you. And you always put in your comments approximate square footage. If you're going to be in this business, you need to know how to measure a house, because the square footage is based, it really tells the value when you're doing a CMA based on square footage, or when your seller is looking for a particular square footage that he needs, they're going to, a lot of times, they're going to make sure that you know how to measure the house so you can give them the correct square footage. So the best thing is clipboard, 100-foot tape. That's what you need. And this is just used so when we go outside, I'll show you how to measure it from the foundation up. And then when you go back to the office, we have a typical graph paper, which is 1 inch, or 1 foot equals 10 inches. And you'll see that way you can, if you make a mistake in measuring when you do the graphing, you'll pick that up for approximate square footage. So there's a little stake. Who's got the little stake? Sam does. Okay. Sam, if we're outside measuring a house and it's got a lot of bushes and stuff, and you can't get in the bushes because you're afraid of a snake, or you don't want to mess up your dress, or you don't want to get messed up, put this in the ground at the corner of the house, and you can pull the tape and get an estimation of what the square footage is. Remember, you want to be as close as possible, but you want to remind everybody that all measurements are approximate, and you need to verify that. But at Berkshire Hathaway, we do measuring. We make sure that we're correct. So. Do you guys, you ready to go outside? Okay, let me put this in. Pardon me? Hold that. Okay. Okay, you guys work together. Okay. Alex, you got one? 12 feet 6 inches is more than 5 inches you would round up, so to get the square footage. Okay, when you measure the outside, you look at the outside wall and this wall here. You got 2x4, you got insulation in here. Even though it's not heated, it's insulated, you count this in the total square feet. But inside you don't, you go from wall to wall. On the outside, you go from the exterior. Measure from this wall to this wall to this wall, and you can offset this a little bit because it's very low. Everybody know how to do area? It is what? What is the measurement for area? Length times width, okay? And it's better whenever you're doing measurements if you instead of trying to do it break down and convert to inches, always convert to feet. And you'll see you'll divide, say you had 11 feet or 11 feet, 4 inches on the outside, you divide that by 12 and that would give you 11 feet point, I think 33 feet. Yeah, we don't have to measure. We want the total square feet, so you get that from the outside, not from the inside. If you tried to do, let me have your attention. If you tried to do the total square feet from the inside, it'd almost be impossible, because you got to get to the outside to determine the square feet. Because like I said, the wall, which could be brick or it could be siding, which is about 8 inches, that's all going to be included in your heated square feet. Okay. Inside, like I said, you can use electronic tape measure, or you can use a regular 20-foot tape measure, 30-foot, and measure the interior for your room sizes, which is important. Most of the time, your room size, all you need is living, dining, kitchen. You don't have to worry about bathrooms. You don't have to worry about laundry room, anything like that. That's going to be included in the outside square footage. Okay, you ready? Let's go outside. Okay, so we're looking at the house here. Okay, so we're going to do the foundation. We're going to outline the foundation, okay, for the first floor. And the second floor, you're going to be able to tell whenever you start doing your measurements. So here, you would start from here. Like I'm here, I'm looking, so I would go this wall, come here, then I'm going to go across here. Okay, I'm going to come out, go down, then I'm going to come back out, and we go across. Okay, and then the garage comes. So I'm running the foundation because that's how we're going to measure it, okay? And so here, you've got to include the porch, because anything that's covered goes in total square feet. The rest would be heated, okay? So that's what I've got as the front, and we'll walk around the house. Okay, has everybody got that? This wall, let's put a tape on it. Pull up high. Can you reach? Somebody help her get higher? Okay. What's it say? Pull it tight. Pull it tight. Help her. Yeah. Charlie, help her. What does that say, Charlie? No, just the edge of the vinyl. Okay, 28 feet, 0.2. This is like your curtain wall here, okay? So you ended here, you ended here. So that's another, let's say, 28.6. You guys see what we're doing? We're gonna go here, 10.2, 10 feet 2. Who's writing down the measurements? 10.2, everybody write down the measurements. Okay, notice it has gutters. Are gutters required? Nope. It's helpful though. It keeps the water away from the foundation. Okay, this is 1 foot. Right here, coming this way. Okay, 1 foot, 9 feet 4 inches. Okay, we're at 2 feet, right here. Okay, let's go here. We're at 6 feet. Okay, let's measure this little piece coming from the porch. Okay, that is 2 feet 7 inches. This should be 6 feet. Okay, now, everybody up? Okay, now look, this garage is not heated or cooled. There's no vents in here. So this is going to go in your overall square footage, not heated, okay? Okay, you get the advantage over everybody.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, let's go this way. Okay.
So you don't do inside the garage then?
We will do inside the garage. Okay, you got it? 56 feet, 2 inches? 10. Oh, 10 inches. Okay, remember, you take the 10 inches to divide it by 12 inches equals a foot, and that comes out to your feet and not inches, because it's a lot easier to deal with the metric or the system of feet than it is inches. Okay, just roll that up. They're making you do all the work. So what is this called? What is this called? What is this? Compressor. No, it's called a compressor. This is a heat pump system. It's Linux. So inside is the air handler. This is the compressor. That's a 2-part system. What type of siding we got here?
Vinyl.
Vinyl siding. Okay. How does everything look? Looks like it's been pressure washed. Looks good. Got a fence. 28.6. 28.6. 28 feet 6 inches. If I was inside and it was 28 feet 6 inches, I would move up to 29 feet. But on the outside, we go strictly. Because when you get back, you're going to take those inches and convert them to feet. Okay, Charlie, let's do the, what do we call this room? Carolina, Florida? Okay, what you got, Charlie?
It's 12 feet, about 1 inch.
12 feet, 1 inch. Does this have a fireplace? Yes. What you got, Charlie?
3 inches.
What?
12 feet, 3 inches.
12 feet, 3 inches.
And you always just round up to the nearest inch, right?
Not on the outside. On the inside, you do.
On the inside,
House-
will you just round down no matter what?
Well, if it's 12, if it's less than 5 feet, you go down. If it's more than 5 inches, you go up to the next level, inside. Okay, 5 feet 7 inches. So does everybody have all the measurements?
7 inches, really?
5 feet 7 inches. I meant to tell you, for the second story, you got to get on a ladder. No, I'm just kidding. Well, a condo you do interior only.
I'm just joking.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Okay, look at the first floor. See what you got. Everybody got your measurement? Because when you go back to the office or whenever, you're going to have grafting paper, and you're going to graft it out to determine if you know the square footage. The other square property we have blocks. Each block equals like 1 foot, but you can scale it. You can do 1 foot equals, or 1 inch equals 10 feet or 20 feet, however you want to scale it. Each thing you're gonna take everything to feet, then you're gonna multiply length times width to determine the area. Foot ceilings, okay? So you come straight, over, up, and then straight across. That'll give you this front section for the upstairs. Everybody see what I'm saying? What are you saying? Pardon me?
What are you saying?
What am I saying? What are you saying?
I say whatever you say.
Yeah. Just like the bottom floor, come straight on this side, go straight to this edge, come out, go over, come out, and then go straight over the garage to that very end. Because what it does, this dimension from here to that end, plus whatever the garage is going to equal the total length up there. Yeah, when you're doing the outside dimensions, say you got this, that all goes toward the total square feet, even though you can't use the 2x4s of the installation here, but it still goes in the overall measurement. That's this upstairs, 30 feet 7 inches. Okay, this is the easy part back here. Okay, take out the Florida room, and you take the measurements here, plus this, plus that end, is going to equal that top part. Okay, the top part goes all the way to the Florida room across over there. So you add this dimension, you add this dimension, and then that 5 foot 7 inches on the other side give you the total square foot upstairs. See, this is a very simple house because you don't have a lot of angles. If you can't measure, why would you list your house? But you say approximate square footage always. Okay. And you always say you need to verify it. And every agent, of course, everybody goes by blueprints, but blueprints change. They could add 2 feet here, 2 feet there. And what I don't get, I've got a couple that go to the house, I love it. You know, it fits their needs, the furniture fits, everything fits, and all of a sudden they close on, oh, well, I'm missing 200 square feet. You owe me, you need to make this up. Well, it fits your needs, what difference? You still praised, but they still want to make sure psychologically that the square footage they're paying for is what they're getting. And a lot of times, you know, we did a house in Mount Gilead, big house, and the square footage, didn't realize that there was a room on the other side of the garage, and because it wasn't contiguous, they wouldn't allow us to include it as heated square feet. So the people were buying more total square feet, but there was less square feet in their mind, so we had to reduce it by $20,000. Okay, so this would be 12 feet because we round up.
11.6, but we're going to say 12 feet.
Okay, you round up. Okay, let's do this. So this is probably 12 feet too.
12 feet down.
Yeah, okay.
12 feet the other.
As long as it's past 5 inches, what you got, Charlie?
It's 11 feet
11 feet. 11 feet by 12 feet. Do you understand how he did that?
Yes.
Okay.
11 by 12.
What kind of kitchen is this? Is this eat-in kitchen?
I would say yes. Yeah.
Got area for eating? Yep.
It has a
Okay.
little table space.
Yeah. What kind of ceiling is this? Popcorn. I hate it. I hate popcorn.
Just talked about that yesterday.
Is this, guys, is this considered a non-formal or a formal? Formal, okay? It's formal because it's not open, okay? You come in here, how high is the ceiling? Chris?
12 feet.
Because remember, what type of system do we have here? It's a Lennox brand, but it's a heat pump. So what happens, you have air handler in the attic, the compressors on the outside. Whenever the air on the outside is not warm enough to come in to heat the house because it passes through, then electric heat strips come on the warm end. So typically, your temperature here in our areas averages about 52 degrees year-round. The colors of the house are kind of dark. If I were going to sell this house, I would come in and brighten it up with some brighter colors because you get a better return. First impression is your best impression. Downstairs, you got some jots you can take off and add, okay? But I'll go through it with you when you get back to office, have the real grafting paper so you can scale it out. But it's so important because you have to know how to measure a house, and you have to know for your clients or for the seller, because the seller says, well, my house is 3,000 square feet. I did a commercial building, and the commercial agent, before I listed it, said the building was only 20,000 square feet. When I got through measuring, I found it was 35,000 square feet. So they didn't do a very good job measuring. But
So you recommend measuring every house yourself for the most part? If you don't
I recommend, the owner is going to give you some blueprints. If you don't have time to measure it, you can just say in your comments, measurements are approximate. It was given to me by the blueprints. I did not physically measure the house. But it's your responsibility. For a while, there were companies you could pay that would go out and measure the house. But if they messed up, you're responsible. And there's no reason that you can't measure a house, and it only takes a few minutes. So let me ask you, what is the definition of a bedroom?
Has a door.
Okay, no. It has to have a window and a door. You can put an armoire in there to hold your clothes. It doesn't have to have a closet, according to FHA and VA guidelines now. And room enough for a closet or armoire to hang stuff in. Furniture piece. I would say a house like this in today's market is probably around $460, somewhere in that range. I don't know if it hit 500. Ooh, 425. Okay, okay. So that market,
Close.
yeah, close.
This.
What is that?
The attic.
Access to the attic. In the garage, you got pull-down stairway.
It's a school.
Actually, that's
Yeah.
probably the air handler.
Well, you look at it, there's a lot of square footage here, I think, for the money. And Belle Grove is an older community, one of the first established communities in Carolina Forest. I grew up knocking on doors. I used to, when I first started Better Homes and Gardens, we had a little home flyer. It had recipes, and I'd knock on the door. Hey, I'm your residential specialist for the neighborhood. I just want to introduce myself. And this is a true story. I knocked on this door, and this little old lady came out and tell her she'd been drinking. She said, "What in the hell do you want?" I said, "Ma'am," I said, "I'm your real estate expert in this area. I'm Marvin Heyd with Better Homes and Gardens." She says, "Do you sell funeral plots? That's all I want." I said, "No, ma'am, but I can ask my broker if I could sell one, you know." But guess what? That lady referred 10 people to me over the years by knocking on the door. If you're a female, for safety, being the Marine, I want to make sure you have somebody with you, man, woman, as long as there's two people. As a male, I feel comfortable. You got a warm call. If you get a listing, you go knock on the door, 10 people on this side, 10 people on this side. "Hey, we just listed your neighbor's house. If you'd like to see it, I'm going to have an open house. Please come."
Right, an invitation.
Yeah, invitation. Yeah. You're giving them something for value.
Your neighbor house.
You know what's really neat, if the house is furnished, or even if it's unfurnished, if you bake some cookies or something in the oven or have that smell of something, when people come in, they smell. Houses are sold with emotion. And remember, when people come in, have a sign-in sheet to say thank you for coming, get their email or something where you can drop them a little thank you note for every time they visit your property. Because remember, 10 people know 10 people who know 10 people, and that's how you build your sphere of influence. People want to know that you care. They don't care if you come in, hey, I'm a $20 million producer, I do this, I can drive a Jaguar, and do that. They don't care. You go ahead and say, you know, that you care about why they're selling their house and where they're going. That means a lot more than who you are or what accolades you're going to bring with you. In the wonderful world of real estate, there's so many brands that pop up every day. But at the end of the day, when somebody looks at a brand like Berkshire Hathaway, one of the most respected businessmen in the world and the #1 brand in the country, people look at Berkshire Hathaway and they know that you're going to be professional, and we're proud of that. That's why when I go out and your sign is leaning down, it's an ugly sign, I'm going to take it up and put a new sign there because your image is very important. 28% of your business comes from the yard sign. Thank you for coming out today. Just want to remind everybody, it is so important. My 40 years of real estate experience, I've always measured my own house, and I've always helped the agents measure. Most important thing is you got to know how to convert inches into feet, so you can use one metric form or one unit of measure. Have the right tools to use whenever you're measuring, and make sure you always put in that the measurements are approximate and they would measure it on a certain date, and if you want to verify that, you're welcome to measure yourself. Other than that, thank you.